Alright, so this video is going to be about creating your own worlds instead of living inside this shitty matrix. And the dangers and the things you should think about, how to improve your experience and all that kind of fun stuff. Alright, so today's topic is world creation. And I kind of want to talk about the different... Oh, fuck off. There we go. I want to kind of talk about the dangers of being an idiot, like getting caught by cops because I'm talking to a phone guy. Because when you create your own worlds, holy shit. When you create your own worlds, you have some things that you really don't want to talk about. Like that fucking collar. Right, so there's some dangers when you're creating your worlds. Like, for example, a thing that I would like to call limbo, basically, which is basically when you create a setting within a world that you're creating, and it causes a limbo type situation. For example, say you create a game world where you can get stuck in a cave, but you forget to actually make a way for yourself to exit the cave. And then basically you could be stuck in a cave forever. So while you're creating your own worlds, it's important that you make sure that there's always escape routes set up. And I would also suggest that you create multiple different ways for this to happen. So for example, you could have a time situation. So after 3 minutes of gameplay, you would wake up and then all your memories would return to you, and then you could just reevaluate if you still want to play the game, or maybe not 3 minutes, but like maybe every day or something, depending on what you want to do. That way you have like a backup set up so that you don't get fucked, and you think you're a fucking squirrel running across the mountains or something, You don't want to fuck yourself over that way, because that wouldn't really be that fun, It could be kind of similar to the Matrix we're in right now, where basically you're, stuck in a memory wipe state and you don't really know what the fuck is going on. It's like we're lucky enough to actually know what the fuck is going on right now. But like, how many lifetimes do you think you went through before you realized you were stuck in a Matrix? And do you really want to fucking do this kind of shit again? Like, I don't really want to fucking get fucking wasted, because I'm being stupid and fucking myself over. So make sure you're always putting up a defense system, even when you're just interacting in your own world without anyone else there. So some kind of time situation where you will wake up automatically after a specific type of amount of time. And then also you should have different type of things, like for example, if you're really starting to experience a lot of dread or something, then maybe the game should get paused, if you're playing like a horror simulator or something for some reason. I mean, I don't know, maybe you want to experience the Alien movies or something, But like it's getting to be a bit much, you can wake yourself up, by default. And speaking of doing things like by default and so on, basically I would imagine that it works sort of like creating an AI system that basically controls different things, but not everything. So that you can basically just activate things depending on what's going to happen, with a preset determination. I mean, it would be no different than how in this world, you have computers and shit and they can do things, or NPC characters that can do things. I guess you could say that it's similar to a life script, where you set up an AI system for different like topics, basically. Because you really don't want to put one AI in charge of everything, because then you risk, oh shit, I fucked up with the AI and now I created a AI demiurge theory, Now I'm living that reality. Because that wouldn't be too fun, Like say you created an AI and you gave it sentience or a simulated sentience, and then for some reason it developed while you were dream gaming or whatever. and it, you know, fucking got bored or angry or something, and then it started fucking you over, which is basically what the AI demiurge idea is. So basically, if you're gonna make AI systems, then you want to limit the AIs to do specific things. So one AI that spawns in characters like this hooker over here, and then another AI that controls, you know, what fucking cars appear, you know, and what challenges you get to face or whatever. That way you keep things separate and you don't fuck yourself over, you know, you don't give one thing too much power. And you combine that with the safety nets, you know, like you automatically wake up after a specific amount of time. If you experience too much trauma for some reason, then you also wake up, you know, things like that. So I think this is very important to like think about before you actually create your own worlds. And like, if you ever want to play a memory forgetfulness, you know, game. Because like, if you do forget your memories, then you're basically gimping your own innate powers. So make sure that you don't fuck yourself over. So yeah, what else was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah. So while you're creating your worlds, another important topic is something similar to what the container in the contents mentioned today in one of these videos. Basically, you want to make sure that the beings that you create aren't fucking, you know, experiencing things, you know. You want to make sure that they're just AI characters, you know. If you give them actual experiences and they're sitting in your car while you're hijacking them, well, now you're basically like the asshole demiurge in this world, you know. Holy shit, I'm good at dodging. Dodging blindly, bitches! That's my creative being powers, bitches. I think I was just lucky. Anyways, another topic, considering this thing that happened just here. You don't have to follow the same kind of logic that this world has. Like, I could dodge multiple cars there and it didn't really make a lot of sense that I did it. But in a world you create, that could be a completely logical thing. Like, you don't even have to have, like, gravity or anything, you know, you could make whatever kind of world you wanted. There's no, like, reason to limit yourself to a world similar to this one. So, like, you could have a world where, for some reason, all the ladies like you, you know, even though you don't even do anything to deserve it, you know. I guess people don't actually do things to deserve it in this world either, but still. So yeah, basically keep your wits about you, you know. Don't fuck yourself over by creating a situation where you're stuck in a loop. And make sure that you always have an exit point. And that exit point is regularly triggered so that you're not stuck for 50 years doing something you don't like doing. And on the topic of the whole getting stuck, make sure the time flow of your world functions in some kind of way that you don't fuck yourself over. If you create a magic system and, you know, it's a self-developing system where AI NPC characters develop their own magic and shit, and then one of these characters decide to fucking make some kind of time wizardry power, and he fucking traps you in a fucking bubble of time or something, well, congratulations, now you're fucked. You just fucking looped yourself. So how about you set up basically so that that kind of shit can't fucking happen. You know, no fucking time looping shit, and you make a fucking AI that if it detects that you're fucking stuck in a loop for some reason, it breaks you out of it. You know, the game is paused basically. And that's another reason why the AIs needs to be separated, so that the fucking time wizard guy isn't gonna stop time, and then the fucking AI is stopped in time as well. Like, you see what I'm talking about? Like, it's pretty, you know, logical, unlike my driving. But like, you need to think about this shit before you actually, you know, settle down and start playing a game that you think is gonna be really fun.
This is so sad. Get out that ride.
Alright, so another thing, something that might be of interest is to study writing before you die. Basically, the idea is that if you're able to, you know, understand the creation process better, then you'll be able to create better world games for yourself. So, for example, it is more interesting to have limitations than being completely powerful. I have the Canadian Contents channel messages popping up for some reason. Anyways, so basically, say that you spawn in your own world and you want to feel really powerful, so you make a world where, you know, you always win and everything just goes your way. Well, that shit can get kind of boring. It will be like a story where a character has no challenges, which isn't really that interesting. So studying a bit of writing can actually, you know, be a lot of fun for you. I mean, like me shooting these guys, you know, like, if that was too easy, then like, what fun would it be, you know? I'm out of ammo. Like, say I always hit, you know, because I rigged the game so that I have auto aim on, which I didn't. I was just really cool there. Like, if you do that kind of world, then you're probably gonna get kind of bored of it. Like, especially if you forget to put up a you know, a wake-up timer. So you're gonna spend fucking 80 years, you know, always winning, and you're gonna be fucking bored out of your mind. So a good place if you want to study a bit of writing before you die is Brandon Sanderson. He has lectures on YouTube where he basically, you know, makes a bunch of, you know, yeah, lectures basically, you know, about writing, you know, tips, and you know, he talks about things like, for example, the cost of magic, which he calls it, which is basically when Gandalf uses his powers in the Lord of the Rings, he, you know, disappears from the party. If Gandalf could just use his powers and no consequences happen, then the story would become boring because there's no more danger. He can fucking smite a giant fire dragon and there'd be no problem. So you kind of want to make sure that you don't get fucking bored, you don't get fucking stuck, you don't create a bunch of real beings that suffer because you're having fun and you don't realize it. Oh, and speaking of that, say for example you spawn in your world and then you tell yourself, alright, I want there to be people here, is what you think. Alright, well now there's people here, and then you realize that, oh fuck, I said people, not NPC characters. And in my eyes, people are beings of consciousness. Oh fuck, I just shot this guy. Oh fuck. What have I done? I created a world with fucking 5 billion beings. And then I killed them. Fuck, I'm a monster. You know, you don't want to have that kind of situation happen. Alright, so let's talk about the how to actually make things a little bit smoother inside your story. Because like, in real life or whatever, fake life like this, you get into the bus, you know, and you wait fucking half an hour for it to arrive, and then you sit in the bus, you know, and it fucking takes forever to arrive, and then you get a headache at some point, you know. Like, when you create your own worlds, you can remove all that bullshit, and it can be, you know, a lot more fun and pleasurable. Imagine it like, instead of there being travel time, it's like a montage time instead. You know, kind of like watching a, let's say, Lord of the Ring montage of them walking across, you know, the beautiful mountains or whatever, you know. And then, you know, while you're walking across the mountains, you know, time kind of like passes faster for you, so you don't have to experience all that waiting time. That way it's more pleasurable for you to play the game. Because you don't, you know, have to do the same kind of logic as this world has. Because you're not limited to the same bullshit rules that we have here. And you know, you can remove things like headaches. Like, why would you want a world where you have headaches? You know, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. You know, so you can remove all that kind of shit. You know? And like, if you start playing a game and you have some default Earth-like, you know, climate or whatever, and then you realize that you don't want these things, then the time stop, you know, wake-up time can let you, you know, edit things before you enter again. So, you know, tweak the game or whatever. So, you know, just work on things, you know. Oh yeah, and then I would like to talk about sharing the world with other people. So say for example that you make a creation where you want to spend time with your you know, best spirit friend or whatever. That is like, it could be a good idea to make it so that you both have your own AI systems that protect you from bullshittery, you know, in case one of your friends decides to, you know, be an asshole or something, you know, and like kill you or put you in a fucking matrix system or something. So how about you make a separate AI system that protects you from that kind of bullshit and wakes you up basically if anything tries to fuck with you. Similar to the idea of the stealth shield in my escape guide, where you want to make sure that, you know, nothing can fuck with you. You know, if you're gonna be spending time with other people in, you know, world, and you're gonna forget about your memories or whatever, then you need to make sure that nothing bad happens. Because, you know, there's no guarantee that he's gonna, you know, remove his memories, you know. Like, what if he was just a fucking devil or something, you know, and he decided to shoot you in the back, you know. So just make sure that you're not gonna fuck yourself over, you know. Think about these things before you die, so that you're ready, you know, for when the time comes. And I bet it will be, you know, a lot of fun. You do a lot of awesome things, you know, when you leave this place. And you'll probably discover a lot of things that you don't even like have a concept of right now. You know, kind of like, yeah, how back in the day nobody knew what the radio waves were, you know, but now we do know about it. But if you ask someone in, you know, the 1500s or whatever what a radio wave is, they wouldn't even understand the concept of it. So, you know, you won't just have Earth-like, you know, 3D space games that you can play. You know, you can do all kinds of things. So, you know, it will probably be a lot of fun. And, you know, you can meet up with people and have a great experiences, you know. You could fucking play a simulation game, you know, with someone you met here, you know, on a Discord server or something, you know, and you became friends, you know. Then you start a game of, like, Brotherhood or something.
This is your car?
My car? It's official. You're all free. Home sweet home.
What's happening, dude? Thanks for the invite.
Wanna go for a drive?
No matter where you are, whether it's a quarter mile away or halfway across the world.
We all change, we all grow, a new lane.
The most important thing in life will always be the people in this room. Right here, right now. Salute me, familia.
Started out small to a real bond, cause we're brothers first. Cause we're been through a lot, but it ain't over, we gon' keep it going.
You'll always be with me.
Change the game without even knowing.
And you'll always be my brother.
Testing sound levels. Shoot a little guy. Testing sound levels. Drive over a bitch.
Man, I'm sorry,
Or two.
fool.